All right, welcome back. We are down at Max's shop again. Today's an exciting day. We're going to be putting coils in the Delsol. So these have been sitting in my house for probably a month now. I've been a little preoccupied and things have come up, so we haven't gotten them in yet, but they're going in now. And looking at all the hardware, it doesn't look too bad for being a 94, honestly. Max just sprayed these down a little bit, so we're gonna get in there and take those off. But honestly, I've checked the trunk before, it doesn't look too bad, and I went with the True Hearts, which if any of you guys have seen any of All Day Anthony's videos, he speaks very highly of them. And he did a lot of research on them, he said. I did a lot of research on them, and they fall right in that, mid 500 range, which isn't too bad for coilovers. And apparently they ride somewhat similar to stock. So that was kind of my go-to with this, is I didn't want it to ride nearly as harsh as the Subaru. Driving this is like driving a Cadillac compared to that STI every day. So I wanted to kind of stay in somewhat of that area. So I went with the True Hearts. They've got good reviews. I'll do a review on them after driving them for like a month and see how people, see how I like them. That way, hopefully somebody else out there can make the decision, because, they're right in that Raceland price. And I've known friends with Racelands, and they haven't been too bad. They just make a lot of, like, psh, 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 psh noises. So I don't know if these are going to make those noises, but we'll find out. So we're gonna start pulling a couple of things apart and try to show you as much as possible along the way. So, all right, let's hop into it. All right, so we're just kind of going piece by piece here. Basically, there's a strut tower brace you got to take off here. That's like 4 bolts. That's not difficult. Under here, this piece, you don't really even have to touch. It's this portion of the assembly that you're going to want to be taking apart. So the spring, the strut, and as you can see, this is the coil that we're putting in the front. So you got this little U shape here. That's going to slide in just like the other one. We're just going to kind of slap them in and see what happens, because quite honestly, I think I've mentioned this in previous videos, but this car is going to have a similar setup to the Subaru. It's going to be more of a track setup. I'm not stancing it. I'm not cambering the wheels a crazy amount. I know, Max hates that. He wants it slammed and no, nobody wants that, all right? I don't want to be the stance boy. I don't want to scrape on everything that I go over. I want to handle well, and quite honestly, right now, it doesn't handle too bad. I wish everybody out there could drive one of these and see how it handles stock, because I don't think the suspension's really ever been touched in 26 years, and it handles pretty well for being 26 years old. I've always been impressed with it, and I know Will will attest to that when he watches this. So I'm interested to see how these handle. They obviously will need good rubber to go with them, so hopefully in the spring. I was planning on doing tires and wheels a little sooner, but we're hitting the winter months here in New England, so I might order wheels if I find something I like, which I do have my eye on a set. And if I can at least have them ready to go for the spring, that would be great. But for right now, we're just going to put the coils in, see how it pans out, and we'll adjust the heights as we go, because I have no idea where it's going to sit right now. I'm a little nervous, but it's not going to be slammed. It's just going to be like maybe slightly tucked for now, and then, we'll adjust accordingly when the wheels and tires come in. But for right now, I just want it to sit pretty and handle a little better than it does. So we're going to jump into that. All right, so we got the first coil out. Wasn't too bad, honestly. The bolts on this side have been good so far. I don't want to jinx anything. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. But Max is currently helping me measure out what we want to do for a height difference, thinking about 2 inches. Good round number. Out of the box, these look like 3.5 difference, which is way too much. I'm not trying to be that slammed right now. So I think 2 inches is going to be good. Give you a little tour of what's in here. Basically what you want to do, loosen the top bolts, and there's 2 brake line bolts you got to break loose. And actually, this piece is on the bottom. This screws into the bottom of the strut. So, or not screws, but it kind of slides into it. And you actually have to reuse this piece on the new coil. So, something I've never seen before, but I've also never really worked on Hondas, so this is kind of new to me. But yeah, it looks, as of right now, everything looks like pretty good under here. So I'm hoping hope we don't have too much of an issue. So we're gonna try to get the first one installed. All right, so the first side is in. Take a look-see. I'm actually gonna order some of those like socks or whatever they're called for the coils. I have some on the Subaru, and they've done a really good job of keeping dirt and grime out of there. So I'm gonna throw those on. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with them so far. Everything looks like it's lined up. We measured them out, and I'm gonna start on the driver's side now, and then we'll move to the back. So, catch you in a minute. All right, so we just put the other side in. Max has given his little expertise. I've only done one set of coilovers in my life. He's a little more familiar with tightening and make sure they're the right height and everything. So he's getting in there, down and dirty, and he's actually working on his Ranger over there, you see in the corner, which we'll be introducing shortly. I don't know if it'll be today. We'll see what happens, but he's got a couple of fun little plans for that truck. So yeah, we're gonna get this in. I'm gonna drop it down. I'll show you guys how it looks, and we're gonna get started on the back. You know, everything's going fairly smoothly. I don't want to jinx anything. Everything's all right. Bolts are okay so far. We're just taking everything slow, and you know, the car is 26 years old, so just making sure everything comes off and goes back as it was intended, and hoping for the best. Does that side look good?
Yeah, all set.
All right, we're gonna drop it down. Put the wheels on and drop it down. All right, Max is popping this thing up, and got enough room to pull this jack out?
Yep.
She ain't clicking. There it is. That's one. Max, get the second one out. Let's drop her down. Let's check out the wheel gap. Oh, wow.
The jack doesn't come out.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's perfect.
I mean, that is essentially perfect.
That's
well, is that as low as it goes? The jack doesn't come out. Is that as low as it's...
Oh, that's a good point. It's on the jack still.
Yeah.
See, it's why I use the shallow jacks. I told you.
Hey, I didn't see it over there. I mean, realistically, that's actually like kind of the perfect height, to be honest. That really doesn't come out?
No, we'll have to jack it back up, put the shallow jack on that side.
And then just let me get the shallow jack. Is it over here?
There's one over here. The one over here might be shallow enough.
Oh, let me use that one then. Yeah, that's definitely shallow enough. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Get that one out.
Drop it down.
That's not going to close.
Oh, yeah. It did get a little lower.
I told you it was getting a little lower. Wow, oh God, that's stupid low. Look how low that is. Oh my God. Jeez.
Keep it.
I might as well. Yeah, but once the back is down, come on, imagine climbing in and out of this thing. I already have to roll out of it to do anything. Look at the natural camber on that, huh?
I mean, you got a solid 3-4 inches of clearance.
Well, to be fair, I mean, that's no lower in the front than the Subaru.
The S6 was worse.
Yeah, I know, the S6 is like pretty low. Drop this, let me get a look here. Hold that for a second. God, that is ridiculous. It's sitting on its face right now. It looks like it's so much lower because it's such a low car in general.
I can probably adjust it with oh no, you can't. Yeah, you gotta take them out to adjust them because you don't use the spanner to adjust it. The whole thing has to turn. Well, I guess you could just undo the bottom.
You could undo the bottom half and then
the top in.
Yeah. Anyway, you think just leave it for now? It's so ridiculously low.
See if it rows first. Maybe do the back.
Yeah, maybe ride it for a little while. Right. The place is here to, like, if I gotta raise it, we can come down here and raise it. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna. God, that is.
I can't believe it's tucking a little bit.
I can't believe it's tucking either. Look at. Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, realistically, like I said, in the grand scheme of things, it's no lower than the Subaru, but it's like...
Why don't you get in and turn the wheel, crank the wheel all the way to one direction?
Well, let's just put the back in. I don't think it's actually. You get your hands as bad as mine. I don't want to get in there if it's.
They're not too bad.
Yeah, get in there and try to crank the wheel a little bit. Is it rubbing? I still have a whole like finger's width of clearance. Like
it's probably good then.
it's probably fine.
That probably won't rub at all.
No, that won't rub.
At least not with that rim and tire setup on it.
No, when I go to a different setup, we'll have to see. The fenders are gonna have to be rolled and pulled anyway, probably. But God, that's just so ridiculously low. That's hilarious.
If you look under the car, there's still a decent amount of clearance in the front end.
Is there?
Yeah.
Well, no. Like I said, it's realistic.
Be like scraping the subframe on anything.
No, like I said, it's really no lower than the
You
Subaru.
could probably still get over most reasonable speed bumps without scraping.
Yeah, no. Like I said, it's literally no lower than the Subaru in the front.
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, it's about like.
And the Subaru's like low. It's just that the car is so low in general, like roofline and everything, that it gives that appearance. All right. Well, he's going to turn the wheel back, and we're going to get started on the back. So I want to get this wrapped up and done. So I'll catch you guys in a minute. All right. I'm not going to speak too soon. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just here, not jinxing anything, but leave it to Honda to make it somewhat simple on one thing, because they were not simple in anything else in this world. But you've got the 2 bolts up here on each side, and you've got the 1 bolt right there. So thank you, Honda. Hopefully this goes smoothly. All right. So naturally and ironically on the same side, another bolt is stuck, just like last week with the Subaru, and can't get it out. So we're gonna have to call Will. He's gonna have to work his magic. He's gonna have to punch it out because I don't have the tools for it. And we're gonna figure out what we gotta do. Now, I'm just gonna end up having him take out the other side and just put a new bolt in anyway, so that when I go to do it, it's a fresh bolt and it comes right out. But there's not much I can do. This is the bolt that's stuck. The head snapped right off it, and there's a nut on the other side that I can't get to come out. It looks like it's threaded a little bit, so basically, when I drive it home, it's just going to be like the front end's going doot, 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 nice and stable, and the back end's going to be like woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! So there's really not going to be any good way to handle this down the road. It's just going to be a mess. But it's going to sit parked for a couple days, and I guess I'll just keep driving the Subaru. Nothing wrong with that. Enjoy the nice weather we have left. But so hoping to get this done today. It's just not going to happen. So got to cut the losses with it, but thankfully, like I said, the top bolts are in pretty good shape. I'll just have him punch the other ones out, and realistically, these coils should go in pretty easily. It's going to be like, once it's time to do it again, it's going to be like, done. It's not really going to take much time. I can probably do this in half an hour, to be quite honest with you. So that's what I'm excited for, at least when it's done next time. It's not, I've looked at everything. It's easy to do. It's not going to be a big pain in the butt. So we'll see what we got to do with it. But for now, we're going to pack up. We're going to go home. We're going to shower, and we're going to cut our losses on this and just, be happy that it's a Saturday and that, life is still good. So, all right. Well, I will catch you in the next video, and I have been uploading on and off because things have been wild and things like this keep happening. So I can't really do anything else until this is all set. You know what I mean? So we will I will do a continuation of this when it's done. Just as like a, just so you guys can see everything when it's done, like a final result. But for now, this is what we're dealing with. So we gotta get through it. So, all right, catch you in the next video. Scooch out.